Welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray. And guys, if you want to know the top reasons to raise your family in Calgary, Alberta, then stay tuned as I share my top 5 reasons to raise your family in our great city. All right, guys, if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything there is about what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live and play in Calgary, then please just hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. Now I've got to tell you guys, I've been living in the city of Calgary since 2001 and I've been a realtor here since 2010. So I've got some specialized knowledge about the city of Calgary itself and the surrounding bedroom communities. So if you are considering a move to Calgary and you want to purchase a home and you'd like some assistance, my information's below. Feel free to send me a text, an email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you. All right, guys, let's do this right now. Let's get into the top reasons why you should raise your family in Calgary, Alberta, right after this. So like I said earlier, my wife and I moved to Calgary in 2001. And at that time, we moved to Calgary, Alberta for jobs in the dental industry. I know it was a different season of my life, but we chose to stay for other reasons. We chose to stay to raise our family because Calgary is such a great city and it's got so much to offer. Let me share with you my top 5 reasons here. So number 1 on my list is Calgary is a big city with a small town vibe for those who want it. Now I say for those who want it because it is out there for you if you want. Now for me, I like a big city feel, and the way I've designed my life and where we live in this city, we very much feel like we have that big city feel. So that works for me, but you do have the ability to have that small town feel here as well. So let me explain. Many people look at Calgary, there's the northeast, the northwest, the southeast, the southwest, and they break it into those 4 quadrants. But I like to break the city into the breakdown that the Calgary Real Estate Board does. And what that is 8 sectors of the city. So there's the city center where I live. There's the west sector of the city. There's the northwest sector, the north, the northeast, the east, the southeast, and the south or southwest, if you will. And what's nice about these areas of the city is all of these areas have a bunch of communities that have a real neighborhood feel within them. And if you like to live there and you don't want to venture out and you like these communities, you really don't have to venture out of these communities except for work if you must, but they are fairly self-contained. So all these areas have their own shopping malls, you know, they've got their own parks, their playgrounds, schools, etc., etc. All the amenities you could really ever imagine. So for you and your family, if you like that small town feel, no worries. Calgary absolutely has that because you can choose one of these areas that has the amenities that you like. And for better or worse, you can stay there and not venture out at all if you really don't want to. Now, for me, for my family, we chose to live in the city center. And again, that's because we like the action. So we live in the city center. We can walk to the downtown core, if you will. We're close to a lot of the concerts in the area because a lot of those take place in the inner city and in the downtown core. Sporting events, many of those are also in the area. Restaurants, you know, we can walk down to a restaurant if we want. We can easily cab back, Uber back, that sort of thing. So that's why we chose to live and raise our family in the inner city. And we've got all the schools, etc., and all the infrastructure and that sort of thing close to pathways. And that's what I love about it. But if you want that small town feel, hey guys, not to worry because that's available for you too. Number 2 on my list is excellent family-friendly amenities. So for my wife and I, raising our kids in Calgary has been absolutely outstanding. And there's lots to do as a family at any age with your kids. But there were some important amenities here to me that were really important to me as a parent when my kids were younger, kind of like before school age. And these are places that we still go to visit periodically today, but these particular ones are really important to me. And I want to share them with you here because I think these are going to make a difference for you too if you're a parent of small children. So the first one, guys, is the Calgary Zoo. Who doesn't love the zoo? This can eat up an entire day if you want, or spend a half day or less. There's lots to see and explore. And my kids and I would come here once a week. I'd pack a picnic lunch with snacks, and it would tire them out beautifully, and we'd go home and they'd have a nap in the afternoon. So my next one is TELUS Spark. Now, TELUS Spark is Calgary Science Center, and it will be sure to keep your kids occupied. A bonus is it's an indoor activity, making it a great destination during the winter months. Now, Heritage Park is another great venue to go with your kids. Now, this is really popular with my kids, but the park is not open during the winter months. But Gasoline Alley, which is a cool place to check out for restored vehicles, is open year-round. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about Heritage Park. So you can explore what Alberta would have been like in the days of steam trains and horses, along with some great history. You can take your kids on the train, the wagon ride, the amusement park, take the ship and go around the Glenmore Reservoir, visit a farm, an indigenous encampment, and so much more. And my kids and I, we would pack a picnic lunch, spend the day going and enjoying all these activities, and then without fail on the drive home, they would fall asleep in the car on the ride back home. And so that was a real plus too, because it tired them out for their nap for the day. Studio Bell, this is another great venue, and this one's in the inner city as well. This is an excellent indoor venue with lots of hands-on activities. Learn about Canada's music history, try a recording studio, learn to play the bass line to an epic rock song, and more. My kids still beg me to take them to Studio Bell, and they're ages 8 and 12. Okay guys, Callaway Park, this is another popular venue to tire your kids out, and trust me, they're gonna love it. Spend the day at an amusement park. This is tons of fun for the kids and doesn't require much explanation. Moms and dads, you may need a nap afterwards though. And I tell you what, I just dropped my son off at a birthday party at Callaway Park today. So it's a great venue if you want to get the kids out and enjoy an amusement park anytime when the weather's nice and when it's open, spring, summer, and fall. And guys, the Calgary Public Library main branch. Now, this is another popular venue where I like to take my kids. And number one, it is an architectural marvel from the outside. Go inside, you won't be disappointed. It is a feast for the eyes for moms and dads, and even the kids will be wowed by it. But it's not just all this lipstick and mascara of the building itself, it's what the building has to offer. So there are lots of great programs for kids, whatever their age, going on all the time. There are terrific books of any age, lots of things to look at. My family and I, my kids and I especially, we're there probably every few weeks, looking for new books, taking others back, that sort of thing. There's a play area for the kids if they're really young, so they can go and play around, that sort of thing as well. There's story time for older kids. There's study carols. There's an area for teenagers, that sort of thing, with video games. There's meeting rooms, and it goes on and on. Of course, they have lots of special events. But you know, it's a great spot to go and foster reading, that love of reading for your family, for your kids. And I know my kids are really taken to it because they read every night, and we're always getting books. So it's another great location. And you know what, guys? It's free. So these are some great family-friendly activities to do with your kids, especially when they're young. The library is a free one. The others cost money. But if you can, I recommend getting a pass for a season at one or more of these venues, and then switch around from year to year to check them all out, because they're all fabulous. And I know you and your family will absolutely love them. Calgary is an internationally recognized city. Now guys, I've got some notes here and I'm going to be reading a little bit, so bear with me. But Calgary has been in the media for the last few years, reaping the international recognition as one of the most livable cities in the world, as ranked by the Economist Intelligence Unit. In 2021, Calgary is ranked 5th most livable city in the world. In 2022, Calgary is ranked the 3rd most livable city in the world and the highest ranking in all of North America. Now that's really saying something. And in 2023, Calgary is ranked 7th most livable city in the world, yet with a higher score than in 2022. So even though we were ranked 7th, we fell in the rankings, our score actually went up. So that's also an improvement as well. There were a total of 173 cities that were surveyed, and given a score between 1 and 100 for the following categories. It was stability, culture and environment, healthcare, infrastructure, and education. And Calgary raked up, a total of 96.8 out of 100 points, up 0.5 points from 2022's score. And our city also received a perfect scores in the areas of stability, healthcare, education, and infrastructure categories. This is a booming endorsement for our city. Now, the other reason why Calgary is a great place for you to raise your family is the weather. Yeah, the weather, that's right, guys. So I know Calgary does get all 4 seasons. We get, spring, summer, fall, and winter, and sometimes we can get those seasons all in one day. Not frequently though, guys, it's very rare. But it is a great place for those reasons because you get to experience all the seasons. Now, yes, in the wintertime, we can get cold, and our cold snaps so don't usually last much longer than a week at a time. And yes, we get snow, but you know what? Snow is good for outdoor activities. But you know what's really nice is we get these things called Chinooks, and that's these warm winds that blow off the mountains and the foothills with a layer of cloud overhead that insulates the city from the colder temperatures above. In fact, these warm temperatures can get up to 16 degrees Celsius and higher. And yeah, you'll see people out and about in shorts during these times in the winter time sometimes. It's crazy, I know. But it's a really nice break, and we get these breaks quite frequently. So that's nice to know. And our summers are beautiful. It's still light outside at 10:30 at night in the summer. It's a really beautiful place. And even in the winter time, we still get a lot of sunshine. So it could be a really cold day out, but we could have a lot of great, beautiful sunshine. So while it looks cold outside, it looks nice, and it lifts your spirit because you're seeing the sunshine. In fact, Calgary has the most sunshine out of all the major cities in Canada, with an average of 333 days a year. Number 5 on my list, guys, is our proximity to the mountains. Yes, you can see the mountains from our city, but even better, you could be in the mountains within a 45-minute drive. In fact, my family and I spent a day trip out in the mountains yesterday. And that's the great thing about Calgary is you can get out, get into the mountains. It's like a playground right in our backyard. So if you like to go hiking, biking, or if you just want to go for a nice walk through the mountains, if you want to do some fishing, if you want to do some camping, etc., that's all available. And you know what? If you want to go for some of that world-class skiing in the Rocky Mountains, man, we've got tons of resorts that offer second to none in the world for downhill skiing and cross-country skiing as well at the Nordic Canmore Center. And it's just a great place to go, get out with your family, go to Canmore, go to Banff, walk around, enjoy everything there is to offer, play tourist for a day. Like I said earlier, guys, if you are considering a move to Calgary and you want to purchase a property here or in one of the bedroom communities and you would like some assistance, feel free to reach out to me. My information is below. Send me a text, an email, a phone call, whatever. I will absolutely get back to you so you can start living your life in Calgary, Alberta.